All right, all right. Shalom, shalom, and shalom, Sister Deborah, prophetess in the wilderness. And you know what? That's all right with me. Coming again on this Deborah platform with another short message. And I will say this is a lovely evening in which the Most High Yah has made. And I, Sister Deborah, shall and I will rest therein. I want to cover a movie that has came out regarding Left the World Behind. One thing I want to tell you, the world is forever trying to give us an outlook of the prophecies of the Most High Yah. A lot of times they think that they are 2 or 3 steps ahead, but don't realize they are a million steps behind the Most High Yah. That's how far they are from spirit and truth. But it doesn't keep them from trying to bring forth to the minds of those whose minds are set on understanding the things that are wicked and evil in the flesh versus the things which are spirit and truth. So they have to deal with 80% of the population who desires to fulfill the flesh wisdom and the flesh knowledge and the flesh understanding. So when they go in to the biblical instructions and direction book, they go in searching something that they can build a movie around to really draw the people in on what they think that's going to be put before us in the days to come. Again, I say unto you, they think they are 2 or 3 steps ahead of the Most High Yah, not understanding they are a million steps behind him. That means they'll never catch up nor come near the prophecies of the Most High Yah. And with that being said, that's how they're leading people and have led people since the beginning of time. They tell them what is going to take place and how it's going to take place. Then they make all these movies to keep drilling in your mindset that it's going to be this way. And then everybody be looking for things to really pan out like they were told, what they saw, what they understood. That's why all these platforms are created. It is created so Satan can be able to do what he does best, and that is to deceive the whole world. Have he done a successful job? Yes, he had all the help from the flesh of men and women to get him to where he's at today, especially men of all nations. I heard a song, James Brown said, this is a man's world. And the saddest part about that song James Brown created, and it hurt me so bad to just behold it. And I said, no one could have caught that but me. I'm born to catch stuff, y'all. I'm born to see into situations. And James Brown said, this is a man's world, the original song. And when he made this song, the original song talks about this is a man's world and how man has built the streets, the cars and everything. But he says, but it would be nothing without a woman nor a girl. In a sense, the female entity plays a great role in what the man created. But the sad part is about it. I end up doing a search on James Brown and several songs he wrote. He got one called Goliath, which is very powerful. But this one about man's world, I listened to him over in another country, sing with other people. I listen to him in concerts when he gets around other people outside of his people. And when he sings that song, he sings it so high pitched. I mean, he's nailing this song live. but he makes sure he bypass. It will be nothing without a woman nor a girl. He's not allowed to add that part of the song when he's traveling in amongst other nations. And I think that's kind of sad. And I thought it was sad. But it's sad, but it's okay. The world loves its own. And as I see all these things that's going on and how the world builds a movie and create a movie, leave the world behind. The world don't understand you already behind. You behind by a long shot. You know, what you walking in is my Father's will. That's how far back you're left. I say you got 3 steps ahead, but you got 1,000,000 steps behind my Father. Leave the world behind. I can cut into that and cut out of it. Because the world been left behind before the foundation of the world. It was already set to be left behind. So the title itself, it's out to really tamper with a nation of people that don't have the sense to really see or comprehend what is taking place in the eyes of the world when they come up with leave the world behind. They know that in the biblical, only one set of people that's going to leave the world behind. And it's going to be one time period. And that is when he come to get his servants in the house of Israel. And then you can say with this title, Israel, you're going to leave the world behind. But it's not the Israel of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob in the flesh. It is Israel in the spirit. And by them not knowing what they think they know, then when they come up with stuff like this, you got to understand they coming to keep you focused on what they want you to be focused on, because behind it all, they still don't know spirit and truth. They don't have the light in the prophecies. They only can take it out and read it and go after it that way. So when they say leave the world behind, only one is going to leave the world behind. And that's going to be a people that's going to come out, which are the servants of the Most High Yah. That's what make them spiritual Israel, because they are servants of the Most High Yah. They're not Israel and the 12 tribes or the Israel and Judah. It is Israel inside of Israel, which is the spiritual Israel that's inside of Israel. They are going to leave the world behind. Let me say that again. The spiritual Israel are the only ones that will and shall leave the world behind. Why? Because once they get to that promised land, nothing in this world are going to be able to detach or be able to bring them back into their form, or their form is not going to be able to come up in the promised land. Okay? Because he's going to make it holy. So therefore, they are going to be separate. They are the only people in Revelation 7 that he's going to cause to leave the world behind. 99 trillion are not aware of that. And never will they be. When people have their mindset to see and embrace and accept things in a way that pleases them in their flesh, that's it. It opens up and it closes down the way that they want to see it. So the movie is that leave the world behind. The reason why I looked at it is because when I saw leave the world behind, first thing I said, now they went in there and they poured out something, see if they get it. They are so far from home, you guys, but they're not far from home. They are so far from home, but they're not far from home because they're giving you the insight in a way that you think that the world is really leading up to. So they come in with a movie that they can, I'm gonna be honest with you, they come in to addict you to that movie. And most likely they'll be bringing out another one and another one and another one. Why? Because they want you to be trapped in. Look how they brought that movie in. Okay, and the sad part is about it, they detaching Obama to this movie. And you all, if Obama is detached to the movie in any shape, form, or fashion, you best bet Obama would have to be detached to the three that's going to enter. Not enter, going to, that have entered, that's going to have the cloud. Okay? And we have the false prophet, the Antichrist, and we have the beast. Now, what this movie does is get you detached in your mind. It's coming to take your mind. That's why it was all over the place. This movie was all over the place. And I stayed with it because I know I'm in one place. I'm in one place here. I'm not all over the place. A movie cannot take me all over the place. I'm in one place. That means I can sit and watch this movie and line it up into one. To where a lot of people, they are trying to dissect this movie. And the Father came to me, you see, Deborah? I said, yeah, I think I see what you're saying. And he said, no, I mean, really, do you see? I thought I knew what he was talking about, but I really didn't. He was saying that, do you see how they would dissect those who run around talking about ahaya, Yah, and we the people, we the children, we the people, and we the true Jew. They go into this movie and try to dissect it. But how can you dissect a man-made movie but cannot dissect spirit and truth? It's because you are born of the seed of Satan, trying to dissect what Satan has put before your eyes. That's why you feel that you can get on this devil platform and lead the multitude that follow you into something you think you know, because you're trying to dissect the mission of the world and can't dissect, okay, the prophecies of spirit and truth. You can't go into spirit and truth and even dissect it. You can't even dissect Genesis chapter 1. But yet you're trying to dissect a worldly movie that's trying to win the minds of everybody over to believe that they have the answer to the way things are going to pan out. And they're a long way from home. A long way from home. Even their title, I can bring down to the dirt. Because the title don't understand you're speaking, but you're saying nothing to somebody like Sister Deborah. You're speaking, but you're saying nothing because you understand not that which you are speaking or trying to bring forth to the minds of the people. Because leave the world behind. Only one going to leave the world behind is the house of Israel. Okay? When he take his servants out of the house of Israel to the promised land. Now, when we get to this promised land, it's telling you the house of Israel, and then it tells you to break it down into 12 tribes. But there are also strangers that's going to also be connected with us on this journey. Okay? So we all will leave the world behind. Because as the world that we knew it of to be, when you get to that promised land and see that it's like unto the Garden of Eden, you're going to realize it is a holy place in which Yah has orchestrated in his spiritual power. And you can't detach it to the world. Nothing about the promised land is going to have any detachment to the world. Even the battlefield and where he's going to destroy Magog and others, they're going to be destroyed away from the promised land on the battlefield, close to it, but away from it. So nothing is coming to this promised land. These people that's going to the promised land, you guys, they're leaving the world behind. I mean, totally. They'll never see the world as they once saw it and knew it. That's what you call leaving the world behind. But see, by them trying to touch base with their owns, which is the world loves their own. And it's a sad thing to hear all of these. I told you, when the devil put an album on, all these Hebrews, melanated men and women go trying to think that they can dissect something and get some understanding. Without spirit and truth, you can't understand your left hand from your right. That's how powerful it is to understand spirit and truth with the light in the right hand. So leaving the world behind, it has so many twists to it. It has you going here, 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 here. And it's showing you things that has to do with a lot of things, a whole bunch of issues that has taken place in the world in time past. It's bringing up different plantations, slave plantations. It's bringing up the number when you see where it says white lion, okay? A ship. What color was it? Black. And it looks like a dark, not a dark, yeah, I get a rust kind of brown. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like looking at this ship and wondering what made them put on this ship white lion. It's a lot of things there playing with the minds of a people and with the minds of people. And it's okay for them to do that because the Father has given Satan not only his seed, but also his seeds, but also he's given him a day that he can cut up from the floor. But Satan is not having a power. Satan don't have the power to bring down fallen angels from heaven. You got to keep in mind there is a gulf, in a sense, a dome over us. You see, Satan just can't come and bring down. See, a lot of people turn around when God says, or Yah says say right, man said left. That's what this movie is about. Counteracting the prophecies of what the Father says should happen in the end days. They come out and say something else. Notice in this movie, it is totally out of order. The whole attitude of the women in this movie was off the chain. Okay, the total attitude of the men were off the chain. Okay, the trust between all of them was off the chain. Everything in this movie was off the chain. Okay, and what I mean off the chain, in a form of wickedness. It's not a form of anything righteous nor the like. So I do know for them to put out a movie like that, and I saw the beginning to the end, it leads me to understand this is what they're going to be feeding you, your eyes and your ears in the days to come. They're going to come up with another one, another part, and another one, and another one, so they can keep you busy, so you won't understand that it is not the prophecies. It's nowhere near it, you guys. Leave the world behind has no detachment to the will of the Father that shall come to pass, nor the prophecies. They just doing things to tap into what they see and they hear people talking and communicating and speaking on, and they come up, well, let's ride on this to throw all their minds off. And can they do it? Yes, they can. Because people that are born of the serpent seed, they're looking for stuff like this, movies like this, something to justify, clarify, and identify what is going on in the world and how it's going to happen and where it's going to go, even though it is plainly seen and put in the instructions and direction. And with the Ruach, it will come and teach you all of it and put it in the right perspective, which is in spirit and truth. But the world is not looking for that. The world don't want anything to do with that. The world is not going to tamper with that. So the movie is going to come up and it's going to be so addicted. You know, what's that movie that they had? The young man that played in it, he's now suing for $50 million from Will Smith and Diddy because they sexual assaulted him, and that's how he lost his acting. You know where they had Precious in that movie where all those black people played a role. They had the homosexual son, and the sons, him and his other brother used to sing. His brother, not the one that was homosexual, but his brother, he's suing right now in court. He just filed it against Biddy and Will Smith, $50 million. See, what you all are doing is people are and have in time past supported the serpent seed for so long to the point it's time that the light be turned on of it all. And the tribe of Judah is going to be shown up in these end days. These men ain't gonna have nothing but men to look at each other, because what is about to happen is what has happened. The Father said, Deborah, the light, that which is in the dark shall come to the light in the last days. I'm bringing it to the light for judgment on the earth. See, he was telling me when I was washing my chopper in the kitchen, he say, you see, they thought that it was going to continue, and it was going to stay at the level that it is. This is the reason why woman was stripped from her position she was created for in Genesis 1, 26, 27, 28. She was to have worked side by side and have dominion over all things with man. And the way they switched it into an order that pleases the flesh of a man and took it out of the order that I created it from the beginning. In my perfect will did I create it. So he was saying that when I spoke to everybody about what is actually taking place with all Diddy, 50 Cent, R. Kelly, all of them, this stuff been going on. But the Father said, remember Deborah, in the last couple of years, been telling them the way these men are acting. And a lot of people would say, you just talking against these men, you hating on these men. But he said, if you could see Deborah, how sick they were back then. These fathers, these grandfathers, these great-great-grandfathers, these brothers, these uncles, these male friends, and how they invaded the bodies of their male boys and their little girls. He said it's been going on since the beginning of time. It came out of Sodom and Gomorrah. That's why Yeshua picked it up and said in the end of days it was going to be like that. It's because it came out of Sodom and Gomorrah. You see? So when we're sitting today trying to make today better than yesterday, he said better wicked than yesterday because it's worse than yesterday. So what has happened, the reason why he said he put 3 to 4 generations is because you were to cut the generation out so it won't go in another 4 or another 3 generations. But the men found so much pleasure in having dominion over the woman, her body, their daughters' bodies, their little boys' bodies, to where it's been out of control since that time. And that's why a lot of men go after these young girls. It's something that already rooted in them from here, that there's something there Just as it is rooted for a man to have another man in his rectum, it's rooted here. It's the same demonic spirit, the seed of Satan, that is in a man that wants a young girl and wants these babies and want to have sex with these young boys. It's rooted as the seed of Satan in their mindset. I'm bringing them all forth. You see? I'm bringing all this stuff forth. And everybody that you see in the media in this day and time, they're going to suffer a great deal because they're going to be so shocked to know everybody that's coming out. It's not shocking to me. For the last 2 years, I've been trying to get women and men to understand the sickness that's in our men. You can't get them to even see anything. Only thing they want to see is that, oh, it's okay. That's the 4th generation keep repeating themselves, never breaking the curse. And even to today, the men are supporting these men. Kevin Samuels, he was locked into that same homosexual addiction. He too was invaded. When he, not invaded, but when he was a young boy. And ever since then, he loved that feeling. They searching that which they felt when they were little boys, when they were raped, sodomized. That spirit stays with them till they get older, and then they don't see no other way but that way to be the way that they desire. You see, it's in the head, y'all. And I'm going to do a video tomorrow letting you know how I found out how deep and rooted here it is. Because I had to see a video, and I saw a couple of them on the same channel, and it was showing you how it starts here in the man. It spoke of men, how it starts here. And once it hit, it goes all the way down to its desire, and it will not come up until it placed something there on the outside to cover the desire they have on the inside. So I'm going to go over that with you all. But the movie is a trap to get your focus off of the real prophecies that is set to take place and that is taking place. A lot of you all don't even, you know what, 99 point trillion don't even know what is actually taking place as Sister Deborah sit on here and speak. Tribulation is taking place, y'all. And they fear when it ain't me and I ain't in it, I can't feel it. And okay, because when you do feel it, it's going to be too late for you. Because you're going to be, it's like a cuckoo clock, going back and forth, not knowing which way you should turn or you should spin. That's how bad it's going to get. So if you're waiting for it to get bad to say that it is what it is, then you're one of the ones that ain't going to stand a chance. Okay? So Sister Deborah, saying to you, this movie, Leave the World Behind, it is not a movie that you should get addicted to, but you will. Because you're searching, when you are the Satan seed, you will get addicted to anything that, like these platforms. People are so addicted to it because it's not feeding them anything in spirit and truth. It's feeding their flesh. And when you are geared to feed your flesh, you are born of the flesh and not of the spirit. So Sister Deborah, hope that you got something out of it and understand Leaving the World Behind is not going to be the first movie. It's not going to be the last. They got to get your focus off of what actually is taking place in this day and time during the tribulation time. Your eyes is not open, okay? And your ears cannot hear. That's why you don't understand what is before you. But Sister Deborah, say, I will be back. Shalom and shalom.